Hey, what's going on? We're here at day 2 at GitHub Universe, and we've got Joseph here. Do you go by Joseph, Joe?
I do go by Joseph. Joseph's great.
Okay, very nice. And so we have Joseph here, and Joseph is, Michael has told me, who was in another interview, that he knows of Joseph, and he's done a lot of cool things, so we want to try and learn some more. So, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been good to be here.
So is this your first GitHub Universe?
It is. It's my first time in San Francisco even.
Oh, wow. Okay, where are you from originally? If you don't have to get too specific,
Yeah.
but like, are you from the U.S.? Get how specific however you want.
Yeah, so I'm from Arizona, the Valley area, Phoenix Mesa area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. I've been to Phoenix. Super bright.
Yes.
The sun is super bright. Like, it hurt my eyes.
We got sun all day, every day.
So welcome to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so how are you finding GitHub? Because you were part of the day 0 and everything, so how are you finding GitHub Universe? And you're in the keynote too, so you went all out.
Yeah.
Very nice. So how's your experience?
It's been really nice. So I work at a really small startup that just has 3 developers, 1 part-time.
Oh, wow.
And being in Arizona, I'm not close to all the tech stuff. It's a great team. I love the team. But it's neat to have the broader expanse of being able to see so many people from different perspectives, building those networks, connecting with people. That's been a lot of fun, just to meet more people who do what I do and love doing.
Nice.
That's been great.
And you're doing some cool things. So let's start off, because I'm asking folks about their GitHub usernames and the origin stories.
Yeah.
So I was kind of curious. So let the people know your GitHub username and where it came from.
Yeah. So my username is thehale. Pretty simple. It largely comes from the fact that Joseph Hale is actually a really common name, and I couldn't find another handle that could be, fairly consistent across most of social media. So I've tried a whole bunch of other things like jhaledev or whatever. Ultimately, thehale is the one that I found that was fairly simple, but I could get across GitHub and LinkedIn and Facebook and a couple other places.
Okay, very nice. So is it the or the Hale? Because are you fancy, or is 2 E's, 1 E? How is it?
Well, it's a single E. Whichever way you want to pronounce it is great.
Okay,
So
very nice. All right. So now, how long ago did you create your GitHub account?
it was early in college, so 4 or 5 years ago or so, something like that.
Now, so was it for college why you actually created it, or?
It started, I think, originally for some of the homework projects I was doing. I was early in college. It's like, well, I'd be nice to have version control. Git came up. It's like, hey, fine, I'll figure this out. It was very tricky at first, but it was a great place just to store my homework.
Okay.
And then as I started doing more projects and seeing, oh wait, here's something I need to use for school, and then I can start contributing back to open source that way, and that was really neat.
And now is that how you got, so this is the whole thing that Michael was telling me, that you're big into contributing to open source. So is that kind of like where everything came from? That's where it started?
Yeah, so I use a ton of open source software for things I did at school. There was one project I did related to the Rubik's Cube that I enjoy solving. For my honors thesis and for my bachelor's, I was figuring out how can I put some chips inside of a cube, so as I rotate it, you can have like a tone play and then record the audio and reconstruct what the solve was.
Oh, wow. So you do actual physical, not just all code, not all bytes and everything. You incorporate it into the real world.
I do a little bit. I'm definitely more on the software side than the hardware side, but I've done just enough hardware to get myself in trouble.
Nice,
But
okay.
yeah, one of those first projects was just a library that processed sound and audio. It had a bug in it that was blocking my workflow, and I was able to talk with the maintainer, get it fixed, and that was my first pull request.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, it's always cool when it's something that you really want to solve. So you're solving your own itch kind. That's kind of amazing. So now, okay, so we have this Rubik's Cube here. So does it make sound, or?
This one, no. This one's just a standard Rubik's Cube. The one that I did for my thesis is back home. It's got more wires coming out of it, but it's not super easy to use in public, but it's super cool.
So what kind of things are you you're contributing to now then?
Yeah, so I can still contribute to projects that I use, but I also have some of my own projects that I do now. So things like Minecraft mods or mobile apps that are designed so that people who have never written code before can find a project and contribute something that then gets deployed to the App Store or to an actual Minecraft server. Something where they can say, look, I've made a little bit of code and it's actually being used by people.
Nice.
I find that gives a lot of confidence boost, a lot of validation for people who want to get into programming.
That's super cool. Yeah, I find that Minecraft is like the gateway drug to all sorts of things. So that's
so much.
kind of amazing. All right, so how did you get into Minecraft?
Actually, I played Minecraft a little bit when I was in middle school, but I really got into it more during COVID. My girlfriend and I at the time, we lived just across the street from each other, but I was living with my grandparents, and her mom is a nurse that was working in the COVID wards. And so we couldn't physically see each other, and Minecraft was the game that we chose to play together, just to do things together during COVID.
Oh, that's awesome and wholesome. I like that. That's very nice. Okay, cool. So now, are you gonna do something with this? I don't even know where you pulled that out of, because I wasn't even watching it, and you just had this in your hand.
Yep.
So okay, so what are we doing with that?
If you want to mix it up, I'll show you how fast I can solve it.
All right, cool. Then hold on to this.
I'll hold on to this for you.
All right, cool. These are very smooth. I have not done anything with a Rubik's Cube in a minute, and so they've gotten a lot smoother. I remember having to fight these things,
Oh, yeah.
and it was just very frustrating.
And this is one that's been designed for people who do competitions and such.
Oh, so you do competitions?
I did one back in high school when I took third in the state of Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. As you can probably say, it was heated competition because Arizona's hot. Never mind.
I like it. Although, honestly, one of the things that I like about the Rubik's Cube community that I also like about the open source community is both of them are very open. It's all about how can we help each other get better. It's not so much my gain at the expense of your gain. It's can we, as a group together, get things that are more impressive.
And so you share like tips and tricks.
Yeah.
I think I did that enough. I don't even know. Like
Looks pretty mixed up to me.
All right, so here we go.
Ready, set, go. Almost done. Done. There you go.
Holy crap! Okay, I was watching the counter, and that was like 10 seconds, like 11. Wow. So what's your best time?
Just over 7 seconds.
Okay, now I'm assuming there's like patterns. Do you feel that because it's like patterns and being able to recognize things, right? Do you feel that helps with your coding,
Actually, yes. So.
or does it or vice versa? So.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of neat analogies between learning to solve a Rubik's Cube and doing software development. When someone's learning to solve the cube in the first place, there's a set of 8 move sequences that they just have to memorize. When I teach someone, I don't tell them why those move sequences work. I just tell them, do this move when you see this. It's very robotic per se. I think that's similar when people learn to code. They have to be told, write this command, write this function call, use this exact syntax, otherwise it's not going to work. And they have to kind of be robotic about it. But then same with the Rubik's Cube, after you've gotten more practice, you can start getting more fluid, you can learn new things, you can figure out how to be more creative and adaptive with it. Same thing with coding, after you've gone through that robotic phase of just do this, do that other step, then you can kind of get into more design, artistry of writing code. And I think those are really neat parallels between the two.
The why and stuff, not just like the how.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow. So basically learn the Rubik's Cube and you'll be a great 10x developer. That's the secret.
I think it's a great tool to use to get started.
Very nice. That's awesome. So now, we said the hale, all one word, right? The hale.
Yes.
All right. Very nice. And so now, while you're, I don't know, maybe working on a Rubik's Cube or doing like coding, do you listen to music at all?
It depends on the mood. Sometimes I need peace and quiet, but other times I enjoy having some music around. If there's a really rowdy environment, I might even turn on like a Pokemon episode just so I can have some I'll call it meaningless chatter. It's fun just to have background there. But in terms of like music that I like to turn to, one artist that I like is Mannheim Steamroller.
What was it?
Mannheim Steamroller.
Mannheim Steamroller. Okay.
They're kind of like an electronica group. I enjoyed a lot of the Christmas CDs growing up, and it's just nice because it's there's no words to it. It's just a lot of good music to listen to,
right,
and it's familiar.
Is there a specific song or anything that I can put at like as a reply or in the description of this video that people can check out?
My favorite song by them, it's a Christmas song, but it's just one that I have just loved growing up. It's called Foom Foom Foom. And one of the things I like about it is just there's like a dual melody line, whereas you go through the song, there's one melody played on the piccolo, and then another melody played, and then at the end of the song, they bring the two of them together and it harmonizes beautifully.
Oh, wow. Okay, very nice. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that. So, yes, so wherever this video you're watching, in the replies or the description, there'll be a link, like a YouTube link, and you'll be able to check it out for yourself. All right, Joseph, well, I appreciate you very much.
Hey, pleasure meeting you.
Enjoy the rest of your conference. And, so do you have like a website or anything that you want people to reach out to you, that you may be doing anything?
Yeah, so my main website is jhale.dev. So, nice and short.
Very nice. Okay, cool. Well, thanks again for hanging out, and enjoy the rest of GitHub Universe.
Thank you so much.
All right, see you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.